articulating the case against Tulsi Gabbard, who Russian state media describes as, quote, their girl to be the American director of national intelligence. Of course, she came up short. The United States Senate, controlled by Republicans, confirmed Tulsi Gabbard to lead those 18 different intelligence agencies responsible for thwarting threats to Americans here and abroad. She was sworn in a few moments ago. Gabbard was confirmed by a vote of 52 to 48, with all 47 Democrats, as well as Mitch McConnell, voting against her. A brutal bit of irony for the man who used to control the Republican Party, now finding himself casting what is basically an ineffective dissent to oppose a nominee who Russia is cheering for. Within an hour of Gabbard's confirmation, Donald Trump announced that he and Vladimir Putin would immediately begin negotiations to end the war in Ukraine. We're back with Claire and David. Claire, we need more Claire.
Yeah, I can't tell you how disappointed I am in my former Republican colleagues, who many of whom know better. And, you know, I think there's a certain irony that I would quote Mitch McConnell today. Mitch McConnell said, it's her judgment. Do you really want somebody in charge of this really sensitive and important part of protecting our national security, someone who's had such poor judgment in the past? I mean, all these people claim they've, whether it's RFK saying now he's okay with vaccines, or whether it's Kash Patel, trying to convince people that he hasn't said that he wants to tear down the FBI building and make it a museum. Forget all these people like trying to disavow who they were. This shows her lack of judgment. And Lisa Murkowski knows that. Susan Collins knows that. Todd Young knows that. Bill Cassidy knows that. These guys, they all know it. And they wouldn't vote for her no matter what if she was nominated for this by a Democrat. And the reason she was a Democrat is because a lot of her views of the world were really far left. So, these guys have lost their minds. They've just lost their minds. I don't know what else to say.
David?
In a bubble, you like to think Mitch McConnell's having a John McCain moment, but Mitch McConnell always seems to disappoint, and John McCain rarely did. I think we can't overlook the real significant national security geopolitical story that happened this morning. And for much as we see the Trump administration as chaos, today was clearly so well coordinated. Tulsi Gabbard is confirmed, while Pete Hegseth is addressing NATO, saying Ukraine has to give up their sovereign territory to Russia, while Donald Trump's on the phone with Vladimir Putin, engaging in a prisoner swap, but also saying we're going to reach some type of peace agreement. And by the way...
And have two summits.
Yeah, and have two summits. We're going to have state visits by Putin and Trump. Today was the day, not surprising, right? We knew all this was happening. Right. This is part of where MAGA is. But boy, a pivot in American foreign policy. And I think in Mitch McConnell's vote, he sees that. To Claire's point, all these other senators see it as well. They just collapsed and fell in line. But in terms of our own national security and in terms of pivoting America's posture on the world stage, today was a heavy, heavy day just a few weeks into the Trump administration.
Well, let me ask both of you. I hear what you were saying, Claire. I'm about 4 years beyond being able to be disappointed by the Republicans, because I think this is who they've become. Let me ask you, I think most of them know better. There are a couple who maybe seem to not, but the vast majority of them know better. So they decided to do this. Why?
Because Donald Trump won in a more convincing fashion than most people anticipated. Because he won in spite of all the things he has done and shown the American people about his character and integrity. Because their party, the base of their party, is enthralled with this man. Some of the people I mentioned have elections coming up in states that they could easily be defeated in a primary by a pro-MAGA Republican. I'm sure that part of Susan Collins' calculation is she became convinced that Tulsi Gabbard was not going to do some things she liked. And she knows that if a MAGA Republican got nominated in May and beat her in a primary, that they would be defeated in the general, because that's a state that Kamala Harris won and Joe Biden won. And it's a state that Susan Collins has held on to because she has been thoughtful and moderate in many instances, not all, but in many instances. So I think it's this primary coming up for many of them, and the pressure they feel that their party has been basically the party they knew has disappeared in terms of issues like how we treat our enemies like Russia. That is no longer, I mean, whether it's free trade or hawkish views on foreign defense, or standing up for the rule of law, the Republican Party is not who the Republican Party used to be. And I think they're all searching for a home and are uncomfortable in the home they find themselves in.
So politics, which is what I thought, and that's just pathetic. It's like shining your shoes on the deck of the Titanic. Susan Collins wants to make sure her, heels don't get stubbed as she's going down underwater. It's absolutely, I mean, I thought that was the reason. I wasn't sure, but that's sick. They're there for 6 years so that every now and again they do the right thing for the country. That's I'm sure you're correct, but that's a tragedy. We're going to ask both of you to stay